Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the 5 factors for a successful book launch. And this is a really hot topic for a lot of new writers and people jumping into the industry. So let's go ahead and break down the 5 things that's going to have a deep impact on the way you launch your publication and the way you get yourself out there and get it done right. So the first of the 5 factors is content. It's a huge misconception where people believe that once you hit the publishing stage, either you do self-publish, hire a publisher, or get picked traditionally, they think that you're done. That is the farthest from the truth. Truth is, that's when you should really go in there and actually put yourself out there a lot more-ish. So the best way to do that would be for consistent content. Blogs. Learn how to write blogs, learn how to write hooks, ways to draw your readers and your demographic. Don't mess up grammar. There's a lot of programs and softwares out there that kind of keep you in check with that. Use it, leverage it. Don't be a dunce and leave it up to your own resources. That's just it never works out. You should always write. All right, here's the type of writer you need to be. You need to be the writer that will write like you want people to read what you wrote. Alright? Don't put a facade of falseness. Be you. Expose that side. It does create connection. Here's the way the articles work. Start small. Get yourself posting on social media platforms. Get free things on WordPress. Get yourself your own domain on GoDaddy, WordPress, or Bluehost and all those good things. There's 1,000 ways to leverage them. There's 1,000 plugins you have available. Start small and you have a big result. If you jump straight into the deep end and go big, you do end up going home. So you start small, get big. Start big, get small. It becomes too much to handle. Once again, remain consistent. A good trick to do would be, dependent on the subject of your publication, stay within that parameter. If you have books coming about murder, have fun blogs about that. Try to keep your readers and readership engaged in the subject you plan on pushing. People think that even on the traditional end of the business that you don't have to market yourself. That is incorrect. You have to market yourself always. You are an investment. If a traditional publisher is going to grab you off the street and say, hey, you got the chops, they're going to want reasons as to why they need to put money up. And for the most part, if you're not already a well-known influencer like a TV actor or a radio personality, hey, your chances are they're not going to give you a huge upfront sum, and that sum is dropping as far as the advance is concerned. But they don't want to put up too much money on something that's not a guaranteed slam dunk, so you do have to go to your own means. That's just, people can argue it. That's just the way it is. Rebrand yourself. Number 2, rebrand yourself. When you have a releasing book, you're not a writer no more. You're an author. So act accordingly. Leverage your social media pages. Get on Facebook. Get a professional page for your book launch. A good trick is to use the little sales thingy, community store, instead of using the other profile options, political and all that. Use a community store because it does help your SEO and it does help drive a little bit of traffic. Act accordingly on your social media. No selfies in your Speedos, no pics with your pots, and it's time to be a professional, not a dumbass. So there is a very fine line. Don't cross it, because people will look you up once you start becoming more available to the public. You are an influencer. Act like it. So try to keep your audience in mind when you're posting online. Number 3, media appearances and marketing. You have to be willing to re-look at the word sell-out approach. Yes, sell-out approach. The one scary thing. Don't be a sellout. Sell out. That's how it is. There's no such thing as a sellout. It doesn't exist. Not in books. Other industries I'm not familiar with. It could exist. What do I know? I'm not a pro in that industry. So, you have to find a way to differentiate yourself from competitors. There's 1,009,188 books self-published in October of this year, according to R.R. Bowker's statistics. So that's only self-published, guys. Self-publishing broke the millions. That's this year alone. That was that study was broken in October, and we are now in December, on the eve of Christmas. So that number is already higher. So you must be willing to market yourself media-wise and differentiate yourself from the competitors, especially in nonfiction. There's a lot out there. So podcast appearances, market advertisement slots, that's the Google ads. Learning demographics, and that's very easy to do. Bing ads, there's actually a test you could take on the Bing ads to become a Bing ads certified professional. I am a Bing ads certified professional. I am a Google ads certified professional. It's good stuff to learn. They don't pay you for nothing. It's just a cool little badge you put on your website. Get a website. There's a lot of free ones out there. Don't be a cheap ass and hurt yourself in the long run. Networking. Number 4, networking, making friends in the industry is good. Leverage writing groups, shows, influencers, online platforms, and when you do leverage them with a beneficial mutual partnership for cross-promotion, which is always a great thing, don't be greedy. Always make sure you're giving as much as you're expecting. Especially starting out, be an overgiver. It will pay out in the end. So networking is a main key. It's a very cutthroat industry, guys and girls. Don't find yourself in the bad end of a book sale because you're not paying attention. And this is all prior to your launch date. You should start this months ahead of time. I like to start doing my marketing, start scheduling appearances before I'm even into editing. So once my book starts hitting the editing process, that's when I go ahead and start pressing my media, and we break it down into our sections, and we start reaching out, and we get our blog tours down. A blog tour is a very good way to grab backlinks and get yourself out there for an SEO. That's your search engine optimization. That's your way you rank in Google organically. So familiarize yourself with that stuff. Social media, and I hope you notice the trend that I am still hitting back onto the social media setting because it is that important. There are a lot of social medias you need to use. Reddit is a great social media for you to leverage. Facebook professional pages, leverage it. Twitter is awesome to leverage. It's great on SEO. So is Instagram. LinkedIn is the professional networking social media platform. Pinterest, Tumblr, YouTube, Goodreads, Amazon author page, WordPress for blogs. It's free, cheap. It's good stuff. All the sites I use, all the sites I build, all the sites I operate, and the sites I manage and direct, we use WordPress for almost anything. It's an open sourced plugin community, so you get all kinds of cool plugins. And blogs are great for backlinks. Backlinks are important. You don't know it, but it is. So let's go ahead and that is the 5 factors for a successful book launch. It's content, rebrand yourself, media appearances, networking, and once again, social media. So that's it. That's the 5 fundamentals. It's very easy to remember that. If you work hard at it, you will get good results. Don't be lazy. And you guys have a Merry Christmas. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share the podcast, our YouTube channel, iTunes. It helps us out. And leave a comment. Leave a comment, guys. Let me know what's up and what we can do to work on things. And Merry Christmas.